Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the lobby of the historic Hotel Orloff here in Rural Retreat, Virginia. It's probably July 9th, 2023, in the year of our Lord. And just a relaxing Sunday afternoon, watching Ultraman. Someone's got a bunch of English dubbed Ultramans from 1966 up on YouTube, so I'm recording them, even though I probably already have them. But you know how it is when you're insane? You've got to have things multiple times. Well, I think what I'm going to do today, we just put the Christmas tree up because it's July and it's only 6 months till Christmas, and can't get the Christmas tree up too early in the lobby. But I thought I'd put a little train around the Christmas tree. And I got this Christmas, man, there's probably photographs of me with this. When I was 4 years old, what the heck was that? In 1969, what did I draw? Oh, I got this little train set. Not an electric train set, but I was really into trains when I was 4. And anyway, I still have the train set, but I haven't set it up probably since the 1970s. So we're going to set it up this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what's on the agenda for this Sunday afternoon. I just tried out the new vacuum cleaner we got, and it worked spectacularly. And so I'm waiting. It's one of these cordless things. I'm waiting for it to charge. A few hours I can continue with the cleaning, but right now let's get this train set up. I think the little train is over here, if I'm not mistaken. The little engine. Oh yes, here it is. Look at this little guy. So I'm living my second childhood here on July 9th, 2023. Let's get this done. So let's set this phone down on the carpet. Oh, the dog is interested in what I'm about to do. That could be a disaster. Well, anyway, a few years ago, probably meaning 10, 15 years ago, I was at a garage sale or an estate sale, and I found an identical train set to the one I had as a kid. So I got another one, and so that I'd have twice as big a train set. And I have just thrown it in the box with my original train set. So track looks like this. I imagine this probably came from Sears because that's where my mom always got stuff. So it some curve track. I guess it works either way. Oh, here's an SSP cord to pull SSP racer. I'm anticipating I might find some cool stuff in this okay, here's another one of the cars. Ooh, that's kind of gotten broken. Let's just pull the track out first. Oh, here's another engine. And here's another engine, but without the sticker. More cars. I shouldn't have put the two sets together because now I don't know which ones were my childhood ones and which ones were from some other kid's childhood. Here's a train station. Oh, here's a switching bridge. There's also these little buildings that don't go with the set that are from my brother's, one of his layouts. These are separate kind of deal. Here's a switching bridge that isn't broken. It's different color. I bet that's from the other kid. There's a little covered bridge. A watering tank. There's another train station because I have two sets. So. Oh, this. Oh, this is part of a mummy sarcophagus. Should match the track up. Straight track, curved track. So I don't know what you guys are wanting to see as far as. So let me know down below if you want to see more magazines, comics, what kind of stuff you're interested in. I'm just watching Man Bear Pig's latest video from this morning, and yesterday morning I commented about a Warren magazine called 1984 that came out in 1980, and then they changed the name of the magazine to 1994 not long afterwards, either because it was so close to 1984 or because the George Orwell estate asked them to. I'm not quite clear, but anyway, the magazine was made as a science fiction magazine as opposed to the horror magazines, Creepy, Eerie, Vampirella. Warren had a great line of magazines. They had a great magazine called The Rook. They had a magazine that reprinted The Spirit. And then I'm about 15 and they put out this magazine called 1984. And it's like, finally they're going to do a science fiction magazine. And, you know, you're expecting good writing like weird science, weird fantasy, like the old EC comics. But it was actually made as because Heavy Metal had come out, I think, in 1977, and it was a big hit. And so I guess Bill Dubay, the editor that was put in charge of 1984, thought that Heavy Metal was popular because it was really stupid and had lots of explicit stuff and bad language. So he got these really great writers, really great artists, and then they were forced to illustrate these stories that were just horribly written. And then he would go in as the editor and say, you're not putting enough curse words in this story. We need more curse words. That's what the reader wants. And it was, as a 15-year-old or 14 or however old I was when that magazine came out, I really found it insulting. I was talking about how it was vile and reprehensible and repulsive, and because you know, the violence that they had in the magazine wasn't just violence towards. It was violence towards babies. It was just like, you know, and it's. I just thought, okay, so it's super violent, you know. But if it was intelligently written, and it wasn't, it was written in a very insulting way to the reader. I just thought my intelligence as a 15-year-old was being insulted by this really bad writing. So I should have pointed out, but I just didn't remember why it was so bad. You know, because it's not just that it had gore in it. You know, I love Dawn of the Dead and horror movies. It's because it was really dopey, and it was so bad that it caused Richard Corbin to never work for Warren again. Of course, Warren didn't last much longer, but even so, Richard Corbin was one of the greats, and he had a story in this 1984 book called Mutant World, and Bill Dubay went in and changed up the dialogue and made it, you know, because there weren't enough curse words in it or something, and he didn't think it would sell. And Corbin said, hey, heck with this, I'll never work for you guys again. So anyway, I don't know. Beautiful artwork, unquestionably, but just don't read because Man Bear Pig heard me talking about how horrible it was. He says, well, it must be great. Because he got a lot from eBay coming to him. But I was trying to warn people not to do that. But it's fine. You'll enjoy the artwork very much so. It's not a horrible purchase because you will enjoy the artwork. Just do not read it or your IQ will your IQ will shrink. Okay, let's see. Curve track. Enough talking about it. I don't know why am I talking about this horrible magazine? It just that was just one of those big disappointments from that time period in the late 70s. Seems like everything was disappointing me culturally, and Warren coming out with a magazine like that disappointed me. Because it made me question all these people I've been reading for years in the Warren magazines that write, is this really how they feel about the readers? This is just wretched. Okay, we got enough bridges, I think. Okay, everything's organized. And, okay, we need some straight track here. And we need another support for the bridge. There we go. Another support. Oh, let's make it curve here. We're not going to need all this track. This is a lot of track. Support there. Another curved piece. Another green bridge support. Yeah, Ultraman is a great show. Going through a Japanese phase this summer, looks like. I was watching Space Giants yesterday, and now I'm watching Ultraman. Okay, straight track. Now let's use a curved piece. Oh, this is really supposed to be gigantic, isn't it? I just want to go around the Christmas tree. You gotta put this train station somewhere. Okay. Another straight piece. Yeah, I didn't mean to generate all this controversy about that magazine. I've been trying to forget for how many years is that? 40 years. Well, so what did you guys eat for breakfast? Anything interesting? Really? That's fascinating. Oh, I'll have this track go under that. This is gonna be cool. This is happening right now in the Oval Office. Joe Biden is also building this very same train. It's a straight piece. The heck? That's no good.
The solar energy which gives Ultraman his superhuman power decreases rapidly in Earth's atmosphere. The tower starts to leak. If it stops completely, it will mean that Ultraman has exhausted his power, and he will never rise again.
Uh-oh, it's looking bad for Ultraman, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, rats. The bridge collapsed.
Well, there's Hayata. I'd like to know where he's been.
Lousy engineering, man.
Yes, well, the monster's gone. I can enjoy it. Okay, let's head home.
Telephone poles.
However, something went wrong with the rocket. One of the nuclear bombs exploded deep in the ocean, causing a gigantic tidal wave.
Okay.
Four of the unexploded nuclear bombs have been recovered from two areas. The other one hasn't been found yet. Right now, all naval vessels are carefully searching the bottom of the sea for that missing bomb. The safety locks were off on the four bombs that were recovered. So, no doubt the lock is also off on the one that's lost. This is what the bomb looks like. Study it closely. Pressure can set the detonator, and the pilot light switches on. 20 seconds later, it will explode in a ton. Oh, that means that ships will be destroyed. They won't have a chance. And every part of the ocean will become radioactive if it explodes. There's more danger. If the tide should push the bomb in this direction, a large part of our city could be destroyed. I'm ready. Ready for what, Tito? Huh? As a member of the Science Patrol, I'm ready to begin searching for the missing bomb. Shall we go? You're to stay here. Oh, our orders are to stay here at headquarters and use our heads. Use my head? They want us to find it without having to go underwater. Oh, no, that's impossible, sir. The sea stretches out for thousands of miles. Let's try to figure out a way. Fuji, you planning to go on a trip?
What do you want to talk?
You're going away today, Dave? Captain, why should we take a vacation while we face a crisis? Right now, we need every brain we've got, and Fuji's is the best. Take it easy. Don't be so jealous. Listen to that guy. He's a tiger, Fuji hasn't had a vacation ever since the day she joined the Science Patrol. My reason for wanting to have to go.
And for Ito, I'll be staying at the Mamayawa Marine Hotel. And I know that's very good.
Really? What fun is it when there's no one to share it with?
Don't worry.
Hmm.
I'll have to leave.
Huh? Oh, is it? Go ahead.
But I think you're waiting.
Did you ready? Oh, Tito, your brother. That's a secret. Great news. A man has survived a ship sinking last night. He's in pretty bad condition. He's delirious and very frightened. He says he saw something. How frightening.
Man.
It's frightening. That's what he said. What exactly did he say? I don't know. He hasn't made it clear.
I don't know, man. I may come back and finish this later. I pick up the track I didn't use. That one little train card that still has the face on it. Okay, what are you up to, Drew? I don't want that thing being chewed on, so I'm gonna make sure that gets put up. Drew, this stuff is not for you to destroy. I'll have you know. Don't mess with it, Drew. I'm starting to get hungry. It's 2 o'clock. Might get something to eat. Oh, I meant to show you something, ladies and gentlemen. We were talking about Vampirella the other day. Here's the Vampirella fan club card. Okay. So oh, look. It's one of those jet tracers from the Star Trek gun. Okay. Let's play Fire Queen. Hold on. I gotta get this. Maybe I can get this tripod just right. Is that working? Let's try this. I can't see the flippers because the camera's in the way. cascading of the board. Is that better? Maybe that's better. Oh my goodness. Well, game over. What a shame. The problem is I got all this stuff that keeps getting accumulating. I need to move this stuff. Like this, what is this? It's a Heritage magazine. Let's move this stuff. And we can play some other. Let's see what this stuff is. Maybe that'll. So I'm having trouble coming up with ideas for content. Yes, because obviously you've been watching me assemble a train for 30 minutes. Yesterday you watched me building a vacuum cleaner. Because you guys aren't giving me enough advice on what you want to see. Let's see what's piled up on top of the KISS pinball machine, and if we can get this all sorted out, then maybe we can play the KISS pinball machine. That does sound terrible, doesn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Now let's put the camera on the next rung of the ladder. I use a ladder as a tripod. Okay, what is this thing here? Oh, it's a poster for Girl Trouble. This is a really good band. They're from Tacoma, where I lived when I was in 5th grade. Why that's on top of the KISS pinball machine, I don't know. Here's a... Okay, we went to see this Gamera movie in Dallas at a movie theater back in the 90s, and we were given this in the lobby as a little program, I guess. Here's a Valentine bag. Okay, this is a band that a friend of mine used to be in, Lithium Christmas. And they were playing with L7. That was a great girl band back in the 90s. Had a band called Trees with Sugar Shack. I saved these old band flyers. What else we got here? Oh, here's a flyer for a new book, Countess Dracula, written by Carol Borland, the lady that starred in Mark of the Vampire. Man, I got some cool stuff here. Spend an evening with Jim Steranko, or he'll teach you how to draw. I got a couple of those. That's the thing, is I save everything, and then eventually something will be interesting. They were having a whole bunch of Looney Tunes playing at the AMC Glen Lakes in Dallas. If you get in a time machine and go back to Monday, September 7th, 1992, you could see that. Oh, this is a great flyer. Look at that. They've taken a Vietnamese 45 record sleeve and they put Tor Johnson's head and Tura Satana's head. And that was a guy in Dallas called Elvis from Hell playing with Graceland and the Psycho Daisies at Big Daddy's. Oh, look. This store in Oklahoma had Dick Sprang. appearing at the store. Back in the 1990s, probably early 90s. Yeah, it's probably. Oh, this is cool. Look what I found. This is the instructions for to put together the Sleestack resin model kit that Joe Riley made. Joe Riley being the creator of the Hypnotic Eye TV show. So this may be the only existing copy on the planet Earth of his instructions. And on the back, other things he had available. He made a Hedera, which is also known as the Smog Monster. Man, these prices were pretty low, but this was the 1990s. And he made this Herman Munster bust, and it was $35. And the first one he made and painted, I got that. And I gave it away to my girlfriend at the time. And because I thought I could get another one. But in retrospect, I don't know what it was about that particular thing, but it had a smell that permeated the room. And then after a while, it started to sweat. So I think maybe the resin that he made it out of, I don't I don't know. It might have been a toxic smell. I don't know. But anyway, as far as I know, that girl's still alive that I used to date. So it must have been not that toxic. But anyway, it's he made that. It was how big was it? It wasn't life size. It was about this big. It was a Herman Munster. It was about the size of the head on the Herman Munster puppet they used to sell. So that's really cool that I found that. And this is Tiny Tim stuff because this friend of a friend of mine, well, I guess he was a friend of mine too, Big Bucks Burnett, he was the head of the Tiny Tim fan club, and he had a museum and archives, and then he had this concert called Tiny Palooza. Tiny Tim played. It was Little Jack Melody, Tom Kenny, Homer Henderson was great. But Tom Kenny is a friend of mine. I never met him, but this is from July 7th, 1994 at Club Dada in Dallas. Tom Kenny is a comedian, but he's now famous for being the voice of SpongeBob. And this was the Forum 303 Mall, the mall I'm always talking about that got torn down, and they had a 6-screen movie theater inside, and so every weekend they would play 6. They'd have 6 different midnight movies, and Dawn of the Dead was the one I normally went to. Dawn of the Dead and Rocky Horror Picture Show were there every week, but then they rotated other ones. I was wondering what that noise is. I thought it was the vacuum cleaner warming up, but it's the sound effects on Ultraman. Hey, they're having a Hong Kong Film Festival. There used to be a lot of cool things to do back in the 90s. Man, there's all kinds of cool stuff here. What is all this? This guy was trying to, it was a autograph dealer, would send me copies of pictures he had for sale. Like this is an autograph picture of Irish McCalla, and he was always sending me these pictures, hoping I'd buy some. And like here's a copy of Elvira's House of Mystery with Elvira's signature. Yeah. Here's a drawing. It says John Carter kills another chieftain because they hurt Deja Thoris. And this was drawn by one of my students. There's John Carter there. fighting a Thark, because we read Princess of Mars. My sixth grade, I taught 6th and 7th grade. I'd have them read Princess of Mars. It was just something I did way back when in Fort Worth when I used to, before I retired. Inner city kids reading Edgar Rice Burroughs. Let's see what else is on the KISS pinball machine, because I got to clear these pinball machines off. Someone was saying down in the chat, you ever play those pinball machines? Looks like you could have a lot of fun there. Well, I'm thinking, well, I got all this stuff on top of the pinball machines, so I can't play them. So I got to get this stuff off. Oh, here I still have this print I got from, this is from Smokin' Joe. The can't hold that right. The artist that was there a couple of months ago at Gotham City Comics. Okay. What is this? What is this stuff, man? So,
Only 10 more seconds and it'll explode.
Ultraman's energy's running out.
yeah, if I get these machines cleared off, I can start having some fun. Why? What's written on this piece of paper? Who's this from? Oh, this is from Stanley J. Kirby. This is the letter he wrote for me when he sent me some cool stuff. And I've still got the envelope. He sent that to me. And I need to, he lives not real far from me, but I haven't met him yet. And I need to get him some episodes of Tomb of Terror, the television show I'm producing, since he sent me, everyone that sent me AOKs in the past, I need to reciprocate and send them free episodes. Here's a piece of paper with a bunch of places that I need to go eat at. I'm supposed to go to Bethany, Missouri, to a place called Toot Toot that's supposed to be the most amazing buffet you've ever seen. And I've been recommended to go to a place called Zombie Burger that makes pizza with Chinese toppings. I've been told that in Maryville, Missouri, there's a really cool movie theater and a Chinese place called Joy Walk. I need to save that there. Here's some bags and boards just mysteriously appeared out of nowhere. Well, here's a completely beat up Detective Comics. I have another one that's in good condition, but this one came in a pack of Wounded Wonders. It's called Wounded Wonders from mycomicshop.com. Well, when I used to go to it was called Lone Star Comics. They'd sell you a shrink wrapped a pile of comics that deep for like $10, and they were all damaged. They couldn't sell this in the store, so they sold it as part of a pile, and everything's here. It's making me sneeze. Everything's here. I think everything's here, but it's got some great Golden Age stuff in it. In this condition, I guess you put some tape on it and then just read it. It's a reading copy, And then, you get stuff like this. Obviously they couldn't sell this, but they don't throw it away either. Oh man, I guess this stuff's dusty, huh? Anyway, it's a Donald Duck album, but what can I say, man? Oh, look at this. Bunch of postcards that I got at a rummage sale. Maybe that light shouldn't be behind me. Maybe it should be in front of me. Wouldn't you think that'd be the proper way to do it? it. Because I'm using that plug there to charge this vacuum cleaner. But anyway, that vacuum cleaner worked really well. It made the carpet over there that my wife's always complaining about look wonderful. And she's going to be amazed when she sees it. But I need more light, man. Maybe. Is it better if I